Crossing through advanced comprehensive martial arts seems to have caused some really bad things. Mochou. He is the person I want to kill but cannot bear to kill. Mei Chaofeng. There is only one wish in this life, kill this person. Inviting the Moon Palace Master. No matter how far he escapes to the ends of the earth, I will eliminate him. Lianhua. My sister and I have a wish. Jiang Yuyan. Find him, kill him. Keywords of the novel. What to do when the wife of the female demon comes to her doorstep. No pop-ups, what to do when the wife of the female demon comes to her doorstep. Download the full text, and read the latest chapters on what to do when the wife of the female demon comes to her doorstep. Chapter 1. Iron Bones and Righteous Su Dahan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Iron Bones and Righteous Su Dahan, Xiangong, it's already late at night. Let's go to sleep. In a whole wooden house, the dim yellow candlelight swayed, and the beauty lay on a brown pear bed, with thin gauze and silk, revealing a pair of slender, tender, and white legs, the pitiful call of a peerless beauty. Gentle, considerate, and shy like a little woman. This kind of scene, no man can hold on to it. Gudong. But Summing swallowed his saliva. It's not because of thirst or being tempted, it's simply because of fear. His face was almost white with fear, completely devoid of the desire between a man and a woman. Why was he frightened by such a beautiful creature? Can it be that she stole someone else's woman? Or is this woman probing and harming him? Immortal jumping, wrong him. None of them. This woman is really Su Ming's wife. There was no intention of harming him either. Women simply let him go to bed. As a couple, sleeping is not illegal, and doing anything in bed is not illegal. Su Ming is afraid. It's because he knows the identity of the woman in bed. Red Practice Fairy, Mochou. That's right, it's the well-known novel by Jiang Yuyan, the ruthless and ruthless female demon head of the divine eagle heroes who kills without blinking an eye, Mochou. Traveling through the day and night, Su Ming probably knew what kind of world he had come into. Comprehensive martial arts world. It is a world where many novel facets blend together. Here are the three heavenly dragons, Zhang Wuji, Xiao Jianhu Linghu Chong, Lin Pingji, and so on. It seems that not only the martial arts realm, but also some high martial arts novels have been integrated into this world. The world of martial arts is already very dangerous. The key is that the world is an upgraded version of the advanced martial arts world. In this world, the combat power of characters in the martial arts realm is elevated to the same level as in the fantasy world. The terrifying environment has already frightened Su Ming, and what is even more headache-inducing for him is his own wife. When Su Ming first crossed over, he was quite calm. Anyway, he didn't have anything special about himself. Where is life not life? Not to mention that I have a beautiful wife here, just like an ordinary person, working at sunrise and resting at sunset, with my wife and children on the hot bed, reaching the pinnacle of life. Gradually, as the degree of integration with his predecessor deepened, he felt more and more that something was wrong. It seems that my wife is not simple. She is actually a famous female demon in the martial arts world, Mochou. Isn't this the martial arts game I played before? A familiar feeling surged in my heart. This is not a game I casually play, gathering villainous female leads from all over the world. How did I cross into this world? He didn't travel through that time. He was working and fishing on Earth, and accidentally came into contact with a game called Comprehensive Martial Arts World. This game has a high degree of freedom, and players can play whatever they want, just like it was originally in the real world. Samina would feel that playing games normally is not interesting, so she suddenly had a whim to open the harem and recruit beautiful women from all over the world. Whenever she saw a good-looking character, she would be included in the harem, and she would be the kind of villainous female demon head. It's just exciting, taking a different game route, and having a happy life in the opposite direction. What others wanted was a righteous female protagonist, but Su Ming had to find a villain. As for the game, playing it is unique, it is personality, it is a strange and peculiar thing. Which serious person is upgrading games according to the normal routine these days? Facing Li Mochou can be quite stressful, but if Li Mochou is obedient to himself, it doesn't matter. The key is, he's not the only woman he's hooked on, Li Mochou. In the game, Su Ming is a sea king, stepping on 2 boats. Oh no, 3, not really. Many. Married countless women, okay, conservative estimate, over 100. This is also acceptable. In the world of martial arts, there is no one who doesn't have a concubine or lover. It's up to Prince Duan of Dali to make everyone in the world Duan Yu's sister. He has the ability to make women fall in love with him, which is acceptable. What makes Su Ming speechless the most is that when he plays games, he always acts casually and doesn't bring himself into reality, let alone think about being responsible for anything. Anyway, there are quite a lot of loopholes, and he never thought about filling them. These women, who are unaware of each other's existence, all think that their husband only has his own wife. Su Ming, you should be the Sea King. If you find an ordinary woman, I'll admit it. But think about what kind of woman you've been looking for. Li Mochou, the red training fairy, the cold-killing god inviting the moon, Mei Chaofeng, the 9-in white bone claw, the killing empress Jiang Yuyan, the blackening master Zhou Jiruo. Even if you dare to deal with some fantasy female bosses, you're not afraid of cause and effect. His mother is a ruthless, murderous female devil. If they were to know that they were walking on 2 boats, they would definitely have been stabbed by these women one by Ling Qi. Can Su Ming not be scared? Su, I have some regrets. I never expected that one day I would travel to this world and create my own sins, but how could I repay them? If I had known this, why did I have to do it in the first place? Self-inflicted, Xianggong, what's wrong with you? Li Mochou was young and in a physical condition of only about 20 years old, with a stunning appearance. He was one of the 2 beauties of the ancient Tomb sect, Xiaolongnu and Li Mochou. If he were of the same age, Li Mochou would not be inferior to Xiaolongnu. More importantly, Li Mochou had a cold and dark sense of arrogance on his body, making men more subdued. Li Mochou, who was usually cold and murderous, appeared very small and weak at this moment. There are still a few complaints. Xianggong, last night you didn't have this attitude. Last night you were like a wolf, but tonight you put on airs, feeling that I'm no longer a virgin, not like last night. Do you don't love me anymore? Li Mochou pretended to be angry as he looked at Su Ming with no interest. Last night, I couldn't figure out how the situation was. I happened to have finished my wedding just as I crossed over and entered the bridal chamber. I thought it was a reward for me, but who knew? If I knew you were Li Mochou, how could I dare to move around? Thinking of last night's Spring Festival Gala, Su Mingming was quite satisfied and nostalgic. But what will happen in the future? Su Ming will not be deceived by Li Mochou's gentle appearance. Don't be fooled by her pitiful appearance, Ren Junkai. Why do you always follow your obedient appearance? If Miss Li finds out that she is stepping on 2 boats, she will definitely destroy herself in a minute. In the plot of the Jin Yong Condor Heroes, the downfall of the Liu family is a good example. The plot characters of the world of martial arts are definitely different from the original work, but the character design is not much different. Li Mochou's personality is like this. You treat me well, I am very infatuated, you can do whatever you want, but if you want to harm me, I will kill your whole family. Humph, that's how men are. Once they get married, they just love to ignore each other. Li Mochou glanced at Su Ming. Su Jun definitely got me and thought I was boring, so he stopped loving me and ignored me, didn't he? Or, after my husband got married to me, he thinks I'm not as good as others and wants to find someone else. Or, do you already have someone else? Do you feel guilty about me? Gudong. Su Ming's mouth twitched and he swallowed again. I also want to love, I also want to get along, but I feel like you will dismember me one by one in the future. Do you think I'm afraid? Also, what nonsense you said, how could you guess so accurately? Haha. How? How could it be? My love for my wife is a reflection of heaven and earth, how could I be fond of the new and dislike the old? Su Ming could only grit his head and say. What are you waiting for, Mr. Lang? It's cool at night, go to bed. Li Mochou didn't believe that Su Ming would blame him, and what he said earlier was just nonsense. He patted the bed and gestured for Su Ming to come over. Sister Mochou may not have known that she casually mentioned someone else, but unintentionally revealed the truth. I don't feel very sleepy yet. Su Ming originally wanted to take the opportunity to leave and sleep in another room. After learning the truth, he really didn't want to get too close to the female demon's head. It was best to find an opportunity to run away and survive. You can see that Li Mochou's originally gentle expression has become a bit cold, as if saying that if you don't come up, I will extinguish your expression. He immediately compromised. Haha. I feel like I'm going to sleep again, Su Ming sneered and forced his scalp to approach the bed, his heart pounding every step. Pang. Seeing Su Ming wriggling and hesitating, Li Mochou was generous and free-spirited, pulling Su Ming to the bed. A fragrance and the softness of a woman occupied Su Ming's entire body. Su's mind is not on this either. Li Mochou, with such great strength, like pulling a doll, made Su Ming's heart even more fearful. Chow. Good guy, this cultivation strength. If you kill me, a single slap can turn me into flesh, right? Difficult to sleep all night. Around midnight or early morning, the two of them are exhausted and fall asleep. Su Ming was trembling with fear all night, without any sense of elegance, especially when he heard Li Mochou say before going to bed, half asleep and half awake. Su Jun, I love you so much, you are all to me. I will not betray you in this life, but if you betray me, I will kill you. Su Ming was even more frightened. He has a ghost in his heart. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. I come to find my husband. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2. I come to find my husband one night. Su Ming is tired and always has his heart pulled. A stunning woman clinging to her chest is so devoted to herself. Su Ming looked at his wife's profile and was lost in thought. Li Mochou, who was cold-blooded and ruthless, turned out to be such a little girl. In an instant, Su Ming was stunned and felt that he was really not human. However, if we could live an ordinary life with a woman who loves us so much, working from sunrise to sunset, it seems like it would also be good. Ding. Congratulations to the host, one person in the bridal chamber, completing the task of getting married +1. Congratulations to the host for achieving comprehensive physical fitness improvement. Health +20 years, Martial Arts Realm +10, obtain Martial Arts Dragon Elephant Prajnaparamita skill. Host information. Name. Su Ming race. Human Jiang Yuyan. 120, Martial Arts. Dragon Elephant Prajnaparamita skill, cultivation progress of 40%. Martial Arts Realm. 10 years, note. Realm improvement refers to the synchronous improvement of all aspects of the body, such as agility, mental strength, muscle strength, etc. I didn't expect this feature to still be there. Su Ming shrugged. He was not surprised by the appearance of cheats. This cheat is not a gift from heaven, nor is it from an unknown source. Su Ming knows about this cheat because he edited this cheat himself. When playing the comprehensive martial arts game, he not only freely played and hooked up with countless villainous female demons, but also personally edited a super powerful cheat for himself, which is The strong system for getting married and having children. The meaning is very straightforward, even getting married and having children can make one stronger. I don't know what I thought at the time, how could I have created such an unscrupulous cheat? If I had known earlier, I would have created a more normal cheat, such as a fake facial recognition system, food system, selection system, and so on. How high-end and serious. Take a look at yourself summing, there's a little bit of regret. This is a crazy exploration on the edge of life and death. But we can only make do with it. Now that he has traveled into this world, he can no longer set it himself. Morning. In his sleep, Su Ming opened his eyes and found that Li Mochou was dressed in a red dress, resembling the flame spirit Ji who had walked out of a manga. However, now her temperament is much gentler than that of flame spirit Ji. Just the body and outfit are somewhat similar. Note. This is when you are not angry. Maybe it's not this kind of temperament. Su Ming knew that beneath this gentle appearance, there was a female demon head hidden. Don't look at her for being good. Looking, she doesn't even blink when it comes to killing people. Xianggong, I personally made breakfast. Get up and wash up, have some food, said Li Mochou, a virtuous wife and mother. It is indeed different from the imagined ferocious appearance. However, Su Ming also knew that this gentle attitude had not yet realized that she was the Sea King. If the other party found out the truth, her gentleness would surely disappear in an instant and turn into a cold-blooded, murderous demon. In fact, among the divine eagle heroes, Li Mochou was once ignorant of worldly affairs and was also kind and flawless. In the end, she became a female demon head, all because she was injured by Lu Jiang. I might want to become Lu Jiangyuan's second. Thinking about personally turning a female demon's head black, Su Ming felt a bit guilty and also a bit scared. If I had known that the martial arts game was a real world, I shouldn't have been fooling around at that time. Su Ming smiled bitterly. Xianggong. What are you thinking? Why are you looking absent-minded? Is there something uncomfortable? Li Mochou asked with concern as he saw that Su Ming had not spoken. Oh, it's nothing. It's just that I was a bit tired last night. Su Ming smiled and instinctively said after regaining consciousness. Pwai. Li Mochou's stunningly beautiful character blushed and lowered her head shyly. Red Lian doesn't know the color of the human world, but she compares her rouge to a fairy. She is indeed very beautiful, very beautiful. Thank you for your hard work. Li Mochou's voice was like a mosquito. Come on, Xianggong, have some breakfast to make up for it. It's all something you love to eat. Su, who has been single since birth for 20 years, already has some facial expressions and emotions. Seeing such a beautiful woman as her own wife, I feel very surprised and make a lot of money. A woman is very profitable, a group of women. Su Ming's head is already big. Oh, by the way. Isn't there someone in the kitchen? You don't need to do it yourself. There are many servants in the manor, you can just command them. You've been busy and tired, Su Ming said. Xianggong, I'm not tired. She thought Su Ming was studying whether she was tired last night, so she lowered her head coquettishly. I want to do it for my lord myself. A heart full of sincerity. Then it's hard work, madam. Su Ming gradually accepted Li Mochou as his wife. He woke up, washed himself up, and ate what his wife had made, feeling a pleasure in his heart. So. Does having a wife feel like this? So, is it this feeling of being spoiled by my wife? I have been single for over 20 years and finally realized it. The next period of time. The life of Su Ming and Li Mochou is called a fairy couple, and that's like a person who only envies mandarin ducks but not immortals. Su Ming's current identity is a reclusive villa owner in the mountains and forests. The estate covers an area of over 1,000 acres and has more than 200 subordinates. A proper local emperor. Worried about food and clothing, prosperous and accompanied by beautiful women, isn't it enjoyable? Secure the pinnacle of life. Don't ask Su Ming where he got so much money. In the game, earning money is just the lowest level task. If he piles up the wealth he has collected over the years, not to mention that wealth is comparable to that of a country, then it's similar. He never worries about money at all. If we continue to be like this, would you be willing to accompany me to live in seclusion in the mountains and forests? From now on, we will only ask about the past of the martial arts world, grow old together, and have many children and grandchildren. Su Ming likes his current life. Xianggong, what stupid words are you saying? Since I've been with you, I've always wanted to live a reclusive life with only the two of us. I really like life now, and I'm willing to follow you for a lifetime until my face is covered in scars and my hair is silver. Li Mochou's determined attitude moved Su Mingming quite a bit. After spending this time together, he really wants to continue living like this. A person's life, going back and forth like this, has no regrets. His pursuit is not high, and he does not have the idea of dominating the world or crushing it. As for the other wife Su Ming married, not a single one has entered the bridal chamber, it's like a beautiful dream. As time goes by, those people will also let go and start over. Time is a good thing, it can erase many things. Memories, emotions, friendships. Even family ties many. As long as you stick to it and don't go to the outside world, I'm sure those villainous wives won't have any entanglement with you, right? He found that Li Mochou was not insincere, and based on his own understanding of Li Mochou, who had not been blackened, was indeed quite infatuated. This kind of life, Su Ming thought it would last for a long, long time. In fact, they also lived a very comfortable and leisurely life. But a month later, on the eve of the Mid-Autumn Festival, a female murderer broke into Su Ming and Li Mochou's carefree life. Roaming and rumbling. The night before Mid-Autumn Festival. A woman dressed in black light gauze wrapped in plain clothes broke into Mingzhuang. The woman had black hair draped over her shoulders, dressed somewhat like a Taoist, and was covered in darkness and coldness. She was a graceful and well-proportioned body. The woman's phoenix eyebrows and cold eyes are like a female god of death. She looked like she was about to commit murder if she didn't agree. Not only did she have a cold breath, but she also had a strong smell of blood on her body. This person is not a good person, and his hands have been stained with a lot of slaughter. Who broke into my Mingzhuang? Are you getting impatient? The woman broke in and happened to meet Li Mochou. Both sides were red and black, stepping into the void to confront each other. I'm here to find my husband. The woman spoke coldly, her icy gaze scanning Li Mochou. The appearance of the woman also caught Su Ming's attention at the first time. He secretly touched a pillar and glanced up. His body trembled and he recognized the woman's identity. Is it her? How could it be her? How did she find this place? Liren is one of Su Ming's wives. It's over, it's over. It's over, it's not easy to live a comfortable life. Su Ming, who originally wanted to live a happy life, felt a chill in his heart. He least wants to see the scene. What should have come is still here. End of this chapter. Chapter 3 comes out. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3 comes out. Black Wind Double Sha. Oh no, it should be called Black Wind Single Sha now, Mei Chaofeng. Su Ming recognized the person. In the divine sculpture plot, Mei Chaofeng was originally a disciple of Huang Yaoshi. She had a hidden affection for Qin Xianfeng, and they were also somewhat ambiguous towards Huang Yaoshi. After escaping from Peach Blossom Island with Qin Xianfeng, Mei Chaofeng and Qin Xianfeng claimed to be the Black Wind twin devils. Due to their eerie and cruel practice style, many people in the martial arts world were frightened by the wind. This was the original setting of Mei Chaofeng, but after Su Ming appeared, he slightly changed his life. For example, when Mei Chaofeng was still young and obscure, he made her confront Huang Yaoshi, and even seduced her to kill Qin Xianfeng, seriously injured Huang Rong, and then marry him. I haven't changed too much either. If Mr. Jean were alive to learn about it, he would definitely be so angry that he would slap Sue to death. Are you saying you haven't changed too much? At that time, Summing didn't feel any sense of guilt. Playing games. Naturally, how did he enjoy it? What we wanted was a counter-routine, different from others. But one day. Su Ming now. His intestines are regretful. Why do you insist on doing so much fancy things? Look, they've come knocking on your door. How can this end? Summing, hiding behind the large pillars in the manor yard, looked bitter and didn't know what to do. Forget it. I can't go out. If I go out, I'll think about it. I'm a heartless person who steps on two boats. Not only will I be killed by Mei Chaofeng, but even Mochou, who treats me extremely well, will probably change his face and kill my whole family in no time. Can't go out, absolutely can't go out and show your face. Now Su Ming can only pray, and Mei Chaofeng didn't notice that he retreated. Someone's heart is pounding and trembling. Nervously looking at the night sky. Night. The dim moon is faintly visible. It's almost mid-autumn festival, but the sky is not beautiful. The dark clouds are scattered, only the moon that is occasionally not fully visible. In the night sky, gusts of cold wind blew up, eerie and terrifying. I don't know if it's because the weather has cooled down or because of Mei Chaofeng's killing intent. This atmosphere makes people feel uncomfortable. Dark clouds, dusk moon, cold wind. Mei Chaofeng's eyes are like cold electricity, his face is like cold ice, and 3,000 green threads are dancing like a female demon god, standing in the void with a strong sense of oppression. Her icy face faced Mochou directly. The two indistinguishable female murderous gods faced off like this. I think you've come to the wrong place. There's no one here with your husband. I'll give you a chance to leave, otherwise. Mochou said coldly, his momentum not losing. Recently, she has been staying and returning with Su Ming, and her temperament has slightly changed. Otherwise, with her previous style, she would definitely not talk nonsense and would have taken action directly. It's not wrong. Mei Chaofeng glanced at Mochou, knowing that he was not a vulgar person in front of him, and he didn't intend to fight to the death. Hand over my husband and I'll leave immediately, otherwise I won't be able to comply tonight. It has been said that there is no one here for your husband, can't you understand people's language? Mochou was not a good-tempered person, especially when facing outsiders, he lost patience in a few words. If you don't leave, I'll kill you. The strong killing intent permeated, and Mochou was not joking. Are you really annoying? If you want to fight, you can fight, afraid you won't succeed. Mei Chaofeng's arrogant temper also rose. You're such a despicable and shameless person. You must come to the house to find your husband when he's gone. I don't think you're a good woman, suffer death. Mochou slapped her with one hand, a black aura of death swirling around her. Red practice divine palm. Also known as the 5 poisons divine palm. This martial arts is ruthless, and is also well known in the martial arts world. It is one of the famous skills of the red practice fairy. I used my ultimate skill right from the beginning, it seems I won't be lenient, it was a killing intent. This also fits Mochou's personality very well. 9 White Bone Claw. Mei Chaofeng saw the opponent's assassin and immediately used his ability to suppress the bottom of the box. She saw early on that the woman in front of her was not simple. She La. Centered around Mei Chaofeng, ghostly and terrifying white bones and claws appear one after another. On one hand, it is sinister, and on the other hand, it is eerie. This makes the previously cold void much colder. It seems like being in a cold winter, but it's not just cold. This is killing gas. Cold and gloomy. With a terrifying murderous aura. Roaming and rumbling. The clash between the 9 white bone claw and the 5 poison divine palm in the void caused the people in the manor to be frightened and pale. They all hid in the door, afraid to face each other. It seems that a little bit of killing intent can make them end their lives. This is not an exaggeration. If we watch it for a while longer, ordinary people will definitely die. Mochou and Mei Chaofeng are not ordinary people. In the world of martial arts, they are all top-notch experts. In addition, the upgraded version of Gaowu is even more impressive. Only the two of them restrained themselves and did not fully let go of the fight, otherwise the entire estate would have been flattened in an instant. This is Mochou's home, she won't destroy it, and Mei Chaofeng knows that Su Ming is in the village and doesn't want to destroy this place. Shu. Zheng. The two of them have been fighting in the night sky for over 300 rounds in the blink of an eye, using all kinds of cunning tactics without a clear winner. At most, both sides suffered some minor injuries. They know that if they don't let go of their hands and feet, it's probably difficult to decide between high and low. Bang 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 bang. 9 white bone claw, 5 poison divine palm. A cold and piercing battle. The sky is full of ominous smells. The two of them fought for hundreds of rounds again, but were also tired. They gasped for breath and began a new round of confrontation. Cheap embryo, I said you don't have any husband here. Get out of my house. If you insist on dividing life and death, you can choose another place to fight and choose a path. Mochou said coldly. Mei Chaofeng glanced at Mochou and did not answer her words. Instead, he turned his gaze to a certain part of the estate. Sneaking at Mei Chaofeng's venomous snake-like gaze, Su Ming's whole body trembled. The place where Mei Chaofeng saw it was his hiding place, which was the big pillar. Did she find me? An ominous thought came to Su Ming's mind. I don't know. I can't. I hid so well. Mei Chao said calmly, Sulang, after watching such a long time, it's time to appear. She doesn't seem to want to fight so fearlessly either. The woman in front of me is not weaker than myself, and if we continue to fight, we will only suffer both losses. Su Lang. Do you know him? Mochou had some doubts. Humph. Mei Chaofeng snorted coldly at Mochou, still not answering her words, and then said to Su Ming. How come you don't know him? Isn't he my husband? We once swore to love each other, swearing to love only me. That's the husband I'm looking for. What? You're lying. Mochou was taken aback. Su Ming. Clearly my husband, how did he become yours? Your husband. Mei Chao's eyes suddenly widened upon hearing the rumors. In those beautiful cold eyes, there was a lot of disbelief. In her ear, the sweet words that Su Ming had said before still resounded clearly. Love her for a lifetime, never give up until death. Hee. It's strange. That person back then, but they told me they only loved me. If they let me down, they would be willing to cut me 1,000 wounds. Mei Chaofeng's words became even colder, and his killing intent was as cold as winter. A glance is enough to make one collapse. Is it possible that Su Lang you mentioned is not the same person as my husband? Mochou vaguely had a bad feeling. She suppressed her anger and chose this unrealistic speculation. Isn't it okay for him to come out and prove it? Mei Chaofeng looked at Su Ming's hiding place. Su Ming, come out and confront him so that this lowly embryo can give up. Mochou also looked at Su Ming's hiding place. They all hope that they are all wrong and that their husbands are not the same person. Now Su Ming behind the pillar was so anxious that he almost passed away on the spot. I'm done. 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 Offended these two women at the same time, my life is on end. If there is a woman who loves you very much, then you are very happy. If there are two women who love you very much, and you walk on two boats and are discovered by them, they are still the female demons who kill without blinking an eye in the martial arts world. They are the kind of people who hate heartless people very much. This Su Ming's heart is cold. Come out. End of this chapter. Chapter 4. Wife Murder Testimony. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Wife Murder Testimony. Come out. The two characters clearly shouted in his direction, and at the same time, Su Ming felt a strange spiritual force locking him in, as if the tall pillar in front of him did not exist. The woman could penetrate the pillar and look directly at her own body. Or was it discovered? Su Ming did not respond. He doesn't dare to face the faces of two female demons. One is already difficult to deal with, two together I'm done for myself. Based on Su Ming's understanding of Li Mochou, if this little girl knew that she was not clear with Mei Chaofeng, her situation would be absolutely dangerous. On the other hand, Mei Chaofeng was no exception. If she knew that she had betrayed her, she would continue to die. If I go out like this, I'm not sure if the two women won't fight anymore, but instead fight against someone else. But what should we do? Someone has a bitter heart and doesn't know what to do. Crazy woman, why are you crazy? So, thinking about men, I can find you 180. What are you shouting at my man? Li Mochou snorted coldly. She doesn't think her husband would be Mei Chaofeng's husband. According to Sister Li's understanding, Su Ming is a pure white little boy who is not familiar with the world. How could this kind of person be her husband? Why is she so certain? Because she slept and slept together for 2 nights, she had already figured out the details of the little boy. Judging from the unfamiliar situation in various places, Su Ming was a man who didn't understand anything. As for how to verify it, Li Mochou doesn't want to say much, anyway. He's the kind of little boy who knows nothing but has no teacher to teach him. Touch. The two of them fought a few more moves in the night sky. Su Ming, are you still being a shrunken turtle? I have already found this place, but you still refuse to come out and meet me. Mei Chaofeng's thin cheeks showed a hint of coldness. Su Ming. Upon hearing Mei Chaofeng give names, Li Mochou was slightly surprised. A bad idea surged to my heart. Perhaps impossible, absolutely impossible. But how could the other party clearly call out Su Ming's name? Coincidence. She doesn't even believe it's a coincidence. Is Su Ming a scammer? If you betray me, then I'll kill you. Li Mochou's face also turned cold, and his entire demeanor completely changed. Without any gentleness, instead. Like a ferocious demon. The two of them, who were originally planning to fight each other, lost much interest and were waiting for Su Ming to appear and give an explanation. Su Juan, what's going on here? Come out and explain it clearly. If there's a misunderstanding, it'll make this crazy woman die. Li Mochou withdrew his sword and stood on the rooftop. The night wind is piercing. Raise his blood-colored long skirt high, black night, red skirt, like the sudden emergence of crimson blood in the dark river. That has a visual impact. She was angry. A cold and beautiful face, with tangled frost emerging. On the other hand, Mei Chaofeng also landed on the opposite rooftop. The air conditioning was overwhelming. Both of them looked straight at Su Ming. Grass. It's really unlucky. I originally intended to live a peaceful life and not provoke the past promiscuous debts in the future, but things went against my wishes. He has a bitter face and can't go out now. Duh. He stepped out of the pillar sideways, revealing his slender and tall figure. Seeing Su Ming's face, Mei Chaofeng narrowed his eyes. You really are a heartless person. Mei Chaofeng's eyes shot a cold light, as if he was about to pierce through Su Ming. Long time no see. Su Ming felt embarrassed. If you die, you must face what you should face. If it's a big deal, I'll run. Based on my current proficiency in Dragon Elephant Prajnaparamita, there's still a chance for me to escape. It's been a long time, I heard you got married here, but I don't believe it yet. Now it seems like that's true. Mei Chaofeng's eyes were about to burst into flames. Ah! Su Ming shook his head and wanted to explain that he didn't really mean to hurt her. He thought it was just a game. But how could this be explained? Do they believe it? I'll ask you, do you still remember the oath and commitment you made to me in the past? Do you still remember the unwavering commitment to death? Do you remember? You once said you only loved me, and if you hurt me, I would be willing to be cut 1,000 times by my sword. Mei Chaofeng sternly questioned. She is really angry. Remember. Su Ming didn't need to deny it either. Since I remember. There's nothing to say. Mei Chaofeng's whole body was filled with black energy. 9 white bone claw. This time, she really put in all her strength. No joking. Mei Chaofeng really wanted to kill Su Ming. He can feel it. Since you have broken your promise and become someone else's husband, then die. Sharp bone claws formed by internal strength condensed into the night sky, like a group of grenades falling from the sky, all bombarding Su Ming. My life is at rest. Su Ming's mood is complex. He did something wrong before, who would bear it if he didn't bear it? Mei Chaofeng, plus a Li Mochou, the probability of escaping tonight is not high. Bang 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 bang. Surprisingly, when Su Ming thought he was going to face the ruthless attack of 2 angry female demons alone, Li Mochou chose a different path. She actually suddenly blocked Su Ming's body and helped him resolve the attack. She exerted all her strength and blocked the sky full of bone claws. After realizing that she might have been deceived, Li Mochou was actually very angry and even had a great killing intent on Su Ming. She wanted to personally end the heartless man and eliminate the flower heart thief. However, when she saw Mei Chaofeng take action, she instinctively took action and didn't want Su Ming to die. This emotion is very complex. She also hates deception very much. Disappointed with Su Ming as well. He personally admitted to having a past with Mei Chaofeng, which made Li Mochou unforgivable. But it's just impossible to stop. Perhaps it was the time spent together that made her feel dependent. I want to kill Su Ming, but I don't want Su Ming to die. I will take Su Ming's life, what are you? Li Mochou looked at Mei Chaofeng. What a couple of adulterers and prostitutes. Su Ming is not a good person, but judging from your appearance, he is not a good person either. It must have been you who seduced my husband that changed his mind. Today, you both died. Mei Chaofeng became furious when he saw Li Mochou defending Su Ming. Are you still showing affection in front of me? Death. 9 white bone claw. 5 poison divine palm. Roaming and rumbling, the two of them are entangled in a fight here. This time, the two of them really got into a fight and both wanted the lives of both sides. Even the force is no longer converging. Many of the wooden buildings under the feet of both sides collapsed in the night sky, turning into sawdust and powder. Su Ming saw that this battle was mostly never ending. Do you want to stop fighting? Let's sit down and have a good chat. Su Ming advised in a low voice. Shut up. Shut up. Above the night sky, the two of them both shouted coldly. Helplessly, Su Ming could only keep quiet obediently. If the two of them were to give up fighting and attack him, he would really be in danger. Tear and tear. Li Mochou was the first to be injured and was stabbed in the shoulder by the 9 white bone claw. Under his collar, a startling wound sprayed plasma, making him look chilly. Mei Chaofeng also feels uncomfortable. Li Mochou's blow from the back of his hand also knocked Mei Chaofeng upside down like a grenade, spitting out blood in his mouth. Ah! The two of them looked at each other with fiery eyes, and in the moment they stopped, they fought together again. This injury seemed to have opened Pandora's chamber of secrets, and the two of them were injured frequently thereafter. In a short period of time, different bloodstains and wounds appeared on their bodies. You hit me, I'll kill you with a sword. Don't fight anymore. Let's sit down and have a good chat if there's anything we need to do. If I'm really responsible, I'll take responsibility. If I want to kill, I'll cut, and I won't shirk. Su Ming advised. The conflict between the two arose from him. Looking at the stubborn knot that could not be resolved on both sides, he really felt guilty inside. He couldn't bear it anymore. However, obviously, the two women who were really angry completely ignored his words. The battle lasted for 1 or 2 hours before it came to an end. In the final outcome, both sides were bleeding profusely, only able to sleep on the ground and unable to breathe. They fought from the ground to the sky, from Mingzhuang to the suburbs. During this period, Su Ming used effective means, but after crossing the river, he did not inherit the cultivation in the game. With his weak ability, he could not persuade him, so it would be good if he could protect himself. Ah! Although the two women fell, their eyes remained fixed on each other. If their eyes could kill, they would still fight. Now, they are powerless. Su Ming silently watched the two of them, only Su Ming could move now. Su Jun, kill her. I forgive you. Li Mochou calmly spoke when he saw Su Ming appear in front of them. Two dog men and women, I fell into your hands today. I'm unlucky. If I want to kill them, I'll kill them. I only hate that Mei Chaofeng followed the wrong person. I was blind and believed in you back then. Her heart was already dead. Su Jun, how long will it take to not kill at this time? Li Mochou said. Come on. Mei Chaofeng didn't expect Su Ming to help her. In her opinion, Su Ming had already changed his mind. Is it still rare to kill old love for the sake of new love? Ah! Su Ming sighed again. The safest way now is actually to kill both of them. If we don't kill them, it will be difficult for Li Mochou and Mei Chaofeng to cut their own hands in the future. After all, they will bear the responsibility of both of them. Killing their wives as witnesses is the safest choice, but Su Ming has been living well from childhood to adulthood, without any abnormal life experiences, so his heart cannot be so ruthless. These two are right, if I'm not mistaken. The source lies in myself. Without much ado, he hugged the two of them left and right and returned to Mingzhuang. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Mei Chaofeng's Jealousy. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Mei Chaofeng's Jealousy. Su Ming, what are you doing? Mei Chaofeng felt the solid and powerful shoulder, feeling a bit lost. Then he regained his senses and shouted angrily. Su Jun. Li Mochou didn't understand either. Su Ming, you'd better kill me, otherwise when I recover, I will cut you. Mei Chaofeng was angry. Li Mochou didn't speak, but she did want to be against Su Ming. She protected Su Ming instinctively, but Su Ming eventually deceived her and betrayed her. She couldn't let go of Su Ming's actions today. Su Jun's life is mine, if you want to kill me. I'll kill you too. Li Mochou glanced at Mei Chaofeng. Being remembered by two women at the same time, Su Ming was truly helpless. But if he really kills his wife as a witness, he won't be able to take action. He can only silently, sorry. Although I used to do many strange things because of my gaming mindset, what I did was what I did. He felt that he was indeed sorry for these two. Well, there should be more than just these two. At most, in the future. After treating their injuries, I'll just run away. If you feel sorry, then commit suicide and fulfill your promise. Mei Chaofeng's gaze was slightly slanted at Su Ming. Su Ming. But I don't want to die either. Without further ado, he brought the two of them back to Mingzhuang. Ming Zhuang suffered significant losses tonight. Fortunately there were no casualties. During the two-person battle, other servants ran to hide, but the property damage was huge. Of course, this is not a big deal for Su Ming. After returning to the village, put the two of them in the same room, and Su Ming asked the butler to arrange for the handling of the affairs of the village. He personally checked the pulse of the woman. He knows art and had some medical talent when playing grand ensemble martial arts. With his top-notch medical skills, he also interacts with many women. Well, of course, this is another matter. For now, it's better to treat them. First, Mochou. Su Ming touched Mochou's pulse and frowned. How could it be so serious? He could imagine how serious it would be for both of them to lose, but he didn't expect it to be so serious. Mochou's 5 organs and 6 viscera have all been displaced, and his muscles and meridians have been severely damaged. It seems that time is running out. Do you think the 9-in white bone claw is a joke? It's a unique skill in the 9-in manual. If it wasn't for my own problems, it would be difficult for such a bitch to do 100 moves. Mei Chaofeng coldly groaned. Ha! You're arrogant at night, and you're not much better off yourself. You're still talking about me. If it weren't for my concern about the damage to Ming Zhuang, would have killed you long ago. Mochou couldn't have been at a disadvantage. They were all dying and still arguing, which left Su Ming speechless. Placing Mochou's hand on the bed, he touched Mei Chaofeng's pulse. You actually fell for Tianxiang powder. What's going on? It's definitely not Mochou who did it. It seems like he has been hit for a long time. No wonder Mei Chaofeng said before that if it weren't for her problem, she could easily solve Mochou. It's probably not a joke. Difficult. Mei Chaofeng is even more tricky. Not only was he poisoned, but he also suffered serious internal injuries. This external injury is not light. If Mochou's time is running out, then Mei Chaofeng will run out of oil and his lamp will wither. Even if his internal injuries are cured, he will not be able to turn the tide. Even the best divine doctor in the world may be at a loss. I know my situation. Don't put in any effort. My only regret now is that I can't kill you before I die. Mei Chao said. Su Ming dismissed her hostility. If I were myself, I would also be angry and never give up. That's when encountering others. Encountering me can only be said to be tricky, said Su Ming. Medical skills are full. Do you think it's just talk? Su Juan, this person's mouth is really lacking. Can you please extinguish her first? She's always barking in people's ears like a fly. It's annoying. Mochou said. Su Ming could feel that Mochou really wanted Mei Chaofeng to die and also wanted him to die. But she wants to do it herself. It's just not explicitly stated. Su Ming. Don't look at this slut mouthing Su Jun, but her eyes are clearly filled with murderous intent. Will she be grateful if you save her? No, she will kill you. We all want to kill you, but now you want to save us. Hee. You've figured it out. Su Ming didn't listen to their noise. No wonder everyone says 3 women play 1 drama. These 2 women are almost making people's heads explode. Roaming and rumbling. Su Ming uses his inner strength to stabilize the injury for both of them, and then gives them acupuncture and moxibustion with Jiushuan Shenzhen to prolong their lives. Although Su Ming's internal strength is not comparable to these 2 people, his treatment is strong enough. I have stabilized your injuries for you, and now you need to rest. Of course. Eradicating it is impossible for a while. To fully recover, it will take at least 3 months, and special medicinal herbs and medicinal soup will be needed to cure it. Su Ming explained. Mei Chaofeng's eyes lit up. After learning that she had been hit by Tianxiangsen, she no longer held on to hope of surviving. Her only last wish was to see her husband for the last time. After years of searching, I finally found some clues when I was about to run out of oil and run out of lights. I never thought of Mingzhuang. Before she could be happy, I found out that my husband had a new love. She was filled with anger. I intended to extinguish the heartless man and go to the underworld together, which also cleared up a matter of concern. The legend of Tianxiang San comes from the Poison King Valley, and there is no one to explain it. The death of the poison person is just around the corner. But she didn't expect her husband. Oh no, that damn guy is still so excellent. He can even detoxify the poison that no one in Poison King's Valley can cure, and he even said it's just tricky. But soon, Mei Chaofeng's expression dimmed. Unfortunately, such a man has actually changed his mind. Death is not worth cherishing. Humph, I said. Either you kill me now, or if you save me, I will destroy you. Mei Chaofeng's killing intent surged. That's the future, you can rest assured and recover now. Su Ming shrugged. At present, Mei Chaofeng and Li Mochou seem to be unable to move a single finger and can only engage in verbal attacks. When you can kill me, I will have already run to the ends of the earth. I remember. When I was playing a martial arts game before, I once opened up a residence, which was a truly unknown place. At most, I will hide there. As for saving you. Indeed, how did Su owe you so much? In reality, Su has always pursued a clear conscience when dealing with people and things. Su Jun, this person is really ignorant. You killed her, I forgive you. We are still like before, working at sunrise and resting at sunset. We will find a place that no one knows and live in seclusion again. Li Mochou seduced. Pooh, you dog. Mei Chaofeng couldn't stand Li Mochou's expression the most. When I recover, I'll be the first to destroy you, this dog thing. Do you also deserve it? Li Mochou refused to be outdone. These two people kept talking and arguing, from simply cursing, to personal attacks, and finally, even using Su Ming to stimulate the other party. Mei Chaofeng said, "What are you? I got to know Su Ming first. No matter how arrogant you are, you'll use the rest of me to play." Li Mochou said, "But in the end, Su Jun still followed me. You're just a waste, you can't even keep a man." Mei Chaofeng said, "But Su Ming still has me in his heart. Even though I said I will kill him when I recover, he still hasn't hurt me, proving that he still has me in his heart." "You can't do it, you haven't completely possessed him." Li Mochou said, "But Su Jun and I got married." "Well, you said you and Su Jun were first, did you get married?" "I can feel. Su Jun's true first woman is me, not you. You're even more useless. Even your own man can make him run away innocent." She changed her painting style and mocked. The other party was indeed stabbed to the heart. Upon hearing these words, Mei Chaofeng's face turned red and he said angrily, You. She looked at Su Ming, then at Li Mochou, and was furious. "You." Li Mochou added fuel to the fire. "What's wrong? Are you angry? You are just a useless, lowly woman." Mei Chaofeng. "You really?" Mei Chaofeng hated the two people in front of him even more in his heart. Dog men and women. Of course, perhaps. It's not all hate, there are also many complex emotions involved, such as sadness, and a little bit of jealousy watching the two women using themselves as weapons. Su Ming's head widened and he said, "What and what? I really don't want to get involved in your hatred. Can you? Don't catch up with me, it's really never. Ending now. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Comparing and Increasing Hate. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. Comparing and Increasing Hate. A shameless dog man and woman, one day I will personally kill you and feed your corpses to the dog. Mei Chao trembled with anger and looked at Su Ming and Li Mochou with hatred. He. I don't know why, but whenever I see you angry, I'm happy. Li Mochou smiled and ignored Mei Chaofeng's threat. It can be seen that she is in a happy mood. In her heart, she had already regarded Mei Chaofeng as a rival in love. When the rival was exhausted, she was the most carefree. Are you jealous? Are you jealous? My husband and I have done everything that a married couple can do, all lawful things, and you have only the name of a married couple. I don't even know if the name of that couple is true. You keep saying that Su Jun is your husband, but unfortunately, it's just wishful thinking. Li Mochou once again stimulated. The two of them couldn't move, so they lay on two big red, brown and yellow pair beds, but it didn't delay their argument. Sure enough, upon hearing Li Mochou's words, Mei Chaofeng was momentarily speechless. At first, she only worshipped Su Ming and did not have a bridal chamber. At the thought of this dog man and woman, surprisingly, she felt inexplicably jealous, and at the same time, her killing intent towards them reached its peak. Mei Chaofeng felt greatly insulted. You. What are you? I don't even see what you look like. You don't have any flesh on your chest, a cold and lifeless face. Who would like you like that? Li Mochou sneered. Humph, something vulgar and despicable. If doing such a dirty thing is worth showing off and boasting about, what do you think you and Su Ming's bridal chamber can prove when there are too many in the brothel? Nothing can prove it, it's just behavior like a wild beast. Mei Chaofeng said coldly. How could you understand my experience with Summing back then? Back then, Su Jun ventured into Peach Blossom Island alone for me and fought against Huang Yaoshi for 3 days and 3 nights. Is this something you can compare to? Back then, we stood side by side, killing all the pursuers on Peach Blossom Island, living and dying together. How could you compare us? We have seen the sunrise on the island, seen the dusk on the island, appreciated the peach blossoms, experienced the beautiful scenery of the sea and the sky, and also enjoyed the most beautiful scenery on earth. What are you? Mei Chaofeng presented one by one what he had experienced in the past. Li Mochou's big eyes widened, staring at Mei Chaofeng and Su Ming, who was sweating profusely. I didn't expect it, I didn't expect you guys to go through so much. She stared at Su Ming expressionlessly, not knowing what she was thinking. Maybe I'm also jealous. Or rather envy. I didn't expect them to have gone through so much. The thousands of miles of peach blossoms on Peach Blossom Island can be said to be a unique sight in the world. Appreciating flowers with one's beloved, standing side by side among the thousands of miles of peach blossoms, and watching the colorful falling petals is truly an enviable thing. Moreover, there is the sunset and sunrise on the island, and the beautiful scenery of the sea with a sky of one color. These are all things that Li Mochou yearns for in his heart and wants to do with Su Ming. Some people are much more meaningful than on the couch, don't you think? Humph. Mei Chaofeng felt like he had moved back to the first floor when he saw Li Mochou lose consciousness. My heart is finally not so depressed. Humph, isn't it just standing shoulder to shoulder? It's like no one has ever experienced it with Su Jun, Li Mochou sneered. He once ventured into an ancient tomb alone for me, risking his life in the machinery in tomb. He fought and dragged my master for almost a month. Isn't this better than your trip to Peach Blossom Island? Let's practice together in the ancient tomb, on the ice bed, in the Jade Maiden Heart Sutra, and be alone. Simple coexistence, isn't it more real than your messy and beautiful scenery? Let's embark on the road together, break through the Chuanjian sect's mountain gate together, teach and humiliate my disciples, and fight against the pursuit of the ancient tomb sect together. Your experience is no worse than yours. Unconsciously, the two women started to compare. This made Su Ming's forehead sweat on the side. Good guy, what can be compared to this? The key is, you're just like. Every time you talk about a scene, you give me a fierce look, wishing you could cut me alive with your eyes. What kind of ghost is that? Is this a comparison? And then increasing your hatred towards me. Mei Chaofeng said something, she was satisfied, but Li Mochou's hatred increased by 1. Li Mochou said something, and Mei Chaofeng added another level of hatred. This Su Ming could feel that the two women's attitudes towards him were becoming increasingly unfriendly. Why do you have so many wonderful experiences that you don't do with me, but with other women? While feeling jealous, I also want to kill. Su Jun once made me a roasted chicken. Su Ming once made me grilled fish. Su Jun once made wonton noodles for me. Su Ming once made me yangchun noodles. Su Jun once combed my hair. Su Ming also combed my hair and gave me a silver hairpin. Su Jun bought me clothes made of Tianshan silkworms. Su Jun has sent me overseas cloud clothes. When they compare, it's really trivial. Even the dishes that Su Ming has picked for them, the food he has fed them, and the shoes he has worn can be counted. The more you speak, the more impulsive you become. Both women and men have a strong possessiveness in their hearts. They must be very uncomfortable to hear that Su Ming has done so much for each other. My man, why would he do that for you? So. They hate each other. And they also hate Su Ming. Both Li Mochou and Mei Chaofeng had a murderous intent on Su Ming. Su Ming can see this. Mei Chaofeng's murderous intent was not concealed, and if he wanted to kill her, he would just say it out of his mouth. But Li Mochou is different. She just looks at Su Ming viciously and insidiously. Hey! These two women are difficult to deal with. Su Ming was really helpless. At first, he didn't even think that De Zhongwu was the real world. Interacting with the female lead was like a task, and it was a one-click completion. Who knew that a sudden rise would create today's troubles? Headache, hurry up and cure them, then run away. This is Su Ming's current thought in his heart. They are all very dangerous. Su Ming knows this. Both women have a strong possessiveness, and it is said that after stepping on two boats, they both want to kill themselves. Perhaps Li Mochou's killing intent is slightly weaker, but it's just some. I didn't let Mei Chaofeng kill me before, but it was actually what she said. Her own life is hers, she can kill, others cannot kill. It can be certain that when these two are well, Su Ming's fate will never be better. The best way now is to kill them all. But Su Ming couldn't take action. It's not their fault. It's not my own fault. Is it? Okay, Su thinks it's also his own fault, but the biggest mistake is the big comprehensive martial arts game of the Pit Father. You said you. Why didn't you remind me? If you had reminded me earlier that De Zhongwu is a real world and told me not to play around, wouldn't that be the case? Run away, after finishing it, definitely run away. End of this chapter. I also want chapter 7. You are listening at novelfull.audio. I also want chapter 7. Su Ming, why don't you apologize with death? You once said, if you betray me, you will die. Mei Chao said. Su Ming shrugged his shoulders. That must be impossible. He. Despicable woman, with your dark mentality, no wonder Su Jun abandoned you and stayed with me. You don't deserve to be cared for by others, Li Mochou said disdainfully. In a sense, she is the winner. Su Ming ended up with her and had a bridal chamber with her. A true couple. Su Jun, do you think so? When asked, Su Ming shrugged and could only smile awkwardly. He doesn't know how to answer. No matter how you answer, it will offend people. Forget it, it's no use asking you. Well, I'm thirsty. Can you pour me a cup, said Li Mochou. She made a request and glared at Mei Chaofeng, as if saying, look. This is my man, I can do whatever I ask him to do, I can command him. What about you? This is fine, said Su Ming. You. Mei Chaofeng became angry again. I want it too. Summing. Okay, pour 2 cups. Su Ming took 2 cups from the table and placed them straight. Pour mine first. Why pour it for you first? Who are you? Su Jun, give it to me first. Splash, poured 2 glasses of water. Don't argue, I'm afraid of you guys. Let's go together. Let's go together. It's really difficult to serve. Su Juan, feed me, said Li Mochou. Both women can't move anymore, they definitely need to be fed. Summing brought the water over. Why feed her first? It's coming again, I have to feed one first, someone whispered, forcing me. Gudong gudong. Li Mochou drank it all in one gulp. Ah! With a proud expression on his face. See, Su Jun first fed me water, and you. Li Mochou smiled and boasted to Mei Chaofeng. Summing. Upon hearing these words, Mei Chaofeng, who was originally eager to drink water, suddenly froze in expression. His face also became gloomy. Put it there, I won't drink. Mei Chaofeng felt like he was at a disadvantage, his dark eyes staring coldly at Su Ming. I don't need what others have experienced first. Don't, I have to feed someone first. I only have one person. Su Ming said with a big head. This woman. Why? Is it so troublesome? If I had known it was so troublesome, I shouldn't have provoked any of them back then. It's too troublesome. Do you also know that you are only one person? Since you know. Why did you have to walk on 2 boats back then? Mei Chaofeng said coldly. Summing. Spelling. Unable to answer. But she still drank in the end. Because there is really a shortage of water. After experiencing pouring water. Next, they made various demands and summoned free labor to stimulate each other. This makes Su Ming feel like walking on thin ice. I'm afraid that one mistake might make any ant angry again. Oh my God! How did a great hero who has 3 wives and 4 concubines in the martial arts world and can still enjoy themselves? I really want to ask those big shots for advice. Look at these 2 people in my house, they are like powder kegs. Don't say they can't move now, it's so serious. If they can move now, they might even have to demolish the house. Okay. It was already lifted before that. Cut. Fight me, you're still a bit tender. Li Mochou was indeed more cunning. She wins more than she loses. Sister Li's eyes twitched and she came up with a new idea. Su Jun, are you just letting us lie down like this wearing tattered clothes? I have so many wounds on my body, won't you take care of them? Their previous fight caused both of them significant physical injuries. The clothes are tattered and blend with blood and water. They are all about to scab. Change me into clean clothes, it's so uncomfortable. Li Mochou said. I also want it, this time. You have to exchange it for me first. Mei Chao said coldly. Change it for me first. At most, when I recover and kill you, I won't stab you again. Summing. Then I really appreciate it. Summing originally intended to treat their wounds. It is necessary to take off clothes, clean wounds, and change into new clothes. If the wound is not cleaned, it may be infected. ZZ. Whatever they want, can you have some independent opinions? Such a foolish person without intelligence, no wonder they are abandoned. Li Mochou sneered. What are you saying? Mei Chaofeng was furious. Do you believe me? Tear your mouth apart. Hee hee. Wait, if you have the ability, come and fight another 300 rounds. Afraid you won't succeed. In the battle between these 2 people, someone dared not participate directly and silently did their own thing. Su Ming can have servants do it, but at most, they can only wash, change clothes, and treat the wounds for them. Su Ming also has to personally go to battle. No one in Mingzhuang has Su Ming's medical skills. When Su Ming was handling it, Li Mochou intentionally or unintentionally rubbed against someone and looked at Mei Chaofeng with a proud expression, which made Sister Mei look angry and frustrated. However, when it came to her, she also followed suit. This approach naturally added a lot of trouble to Su Ming's work in dealing with injuries. After all, it is indeed difficult for a patient who does not cooperate. Fortunately, someone has shrewd medical skills. Handle the wound properly. Perhaps it was because the night was too late and the two of them were too tired. After the recent battle, their adrenaline weakened and they fell asleep. The injuries on their bodies were already very serious, and being able to fight for such a long time was simply too excited. After a slight relief, I can no longer bear it. Of course, before falling asleep, Li Mochou's request was to sleep next to her. After all, the two were husband and wife, so taking care of her so well would naturally prevent Mei Chaofeng from doing so. Finally, Su Ming could only have someone move another bed and sleep between the two. On the second day, their expressions deteriorated significantly. Even though Su Ming carefully adjusted and stabilized their condition, their injuries continued to worsen. This is very normal. The injuries on their bodies are fatal. To stabilize, one must slowly adjust and there will be a process from heavy to light. It will first become severe, then recover a bit, stable. Before becoming stable, it is necessary to nourish with a large amount of decoction and supplement with internal energy for rest. During this period, Su Ming cannot be careless. That is to say, when he first played the comprehensive martial arts game, he filled the talent in the medical skills column. If it were someone else, Li Mochou and Mei Chaofeng would definitely die. How could they argue and be jealous every day? It will gradually improve, Su Ming said. There's no big problem with treating the illness. What gave him a headache was the behavior of the two women. No one wants to suffer losses. For example, when feeding medicine, if one sees another and asks Su to feed them, she also wants to. Anyway, everything must be treated equally. Not at all. There's no way. The war between two women is like this. Su Ming doesn't want to get into trouble, and each time it's basically fair. Actually, no matter what we do, both parties are not satisfied. So two women. Really, really. Really, really, really troublesome. Oh my goodness. What is happiness like? It's clearly a matter of getting old. Imagine. If another woman appeared in the future, would I, Su, not want to die? Su Ming was filled with sadness and desolation. Run, you must find an opportunity to run. Su Ming had already decided to run away decisively after curing these two people himself. Run to a place where no one can be found and get involved, and never have any connections with any woman again in the future. As for the strengthening of cheats, it is a matter of the future. Now someone's only wish is to cherish life and stay away from women. Summing, you are so foolish. Indeed. When we were on Earth, the national monogamy system was meant to protect men, not women. You said. Playing a game, you actually hooked up with so many women, you deserve to be a female slave. Summing's mood was complicated. After a series of confrontations between Mei Chaofeng and Li Mochou, he is currently very supportive of monogamy. Both women can make his head bigger, a group of women he will explode in place. Besides, just two women who can't move have already made me anxious. About a week later, Su Ming felt much lethargic all over. This week, he has really been manipulated enough. Changing clothes. Taking a shower. All kinds of things, he must be meticulous and treated fairly. This is a blessing for others, torture for Su. If it continues like this, I'm afraid I'll get acrophobia. Su Ming shook his head. Fortunately, after a week of treatment, the two women have stabilized their injuries and are now able to get out of bed. Although they still lack martial arts skills, their ability to get out of bed proves that their injuries have stabilized. The time has come, said Su Ming. Now all they need to do is boil a few main herbs and make some pills, and then take some time to recover. Su Ming is calculating the necessary medicinal herbs. The two women have a terminal illness, and ordinary medicine is useless at all. Of course, Su Ming knows where to get the medicinal herbs that the two women need. You guys wait at home, I'll go out and get some medicine for you. After explaining, Su Ming left Mingzhuang. He just wants to quickly get things done and run away. End of this chapter. Chapter 8. Love at First Sight. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 8. Love at First Sight. I'll go find medicine for you to treat your illness. Your injuries are not optimistic and need to be treated as soon as possible, said Su Ming. At this point, both women were able to get out of bed for a simple walk, but still very weak and could only get out of bed. It is impossible to use force. Even walking requires support from someone. Do you want to run? Mei Chaofeng was actually worried, and Su Ming's run was not the first time. How could it be, how could I possibly abandon you? Now that I'm running away, you're dead. I can't run, Su Ming promised. At least not now. Don't worry, I'll be back soon, Su Mingxin swore confidently. They are still uneasy. If you dare to run again. Even if I were a ghost, I wouldn't let you go. Mei Chao said. Be careful all the way. Li Mochou said a caring word. Your life is mine, you must not die in the hands of others. She knew that the medicine that Su Ming could personally fetch was probably extraordinary. If it is an ordinary medicinal herb, with the financial resources of Mingzhuang, Su Ming does not need to personally come forward. The emotions of the two women were actually very complicated. They wanted to kill Su Ming and punish this heartless man severely, but at the same time, they were not so willing. That's right, although one woman yells and the other rarely says anything serious, they both want to kill Su. Mei Chaofeng is, and so is Li Mochou. Mei Chaofeng was abandoned by Su Ming from beginning to end and married someone else. She had always wanted to betray her heart, and this could not be false. In addition, when she heard the stories of Li Mochou and Su Ming, her anger reached its peak. The existence of Su Ming and Li Mochou was a huge humiliation to her, at least she felt that she wanted to kill Su Ming. Li Mochou is also extremely stingy. My man can only have me. Although she usually giggles and seems to have a strong psychological state and rarely speaks harshly, she is indeed angry inside. I was the only one who had agreed, speaking with unwavering promises. In the end, you actually took her down and stepped on two boats. She felt deceived. She dislikes deception the least. From Li Mochou's temperament, this is unacceptable. Don't worry, I have the ability to protect myself, Su Ming smiled. Wait at home, I'll be back soon. You. Shua. Mei Chaofeng's long sword unsheathed and pressed against Su Ming's throat. Keep your word. At her current speed, Su Ming can easily dodge, she can't hurt Su Ming at all. Don't worry, Su Ming said again. Two women who wished to eat Su Ming looked at the departing figure and felt inexplicably sad. Or rather, afraid. I need to go to Tianshuang City to retrieve the Ice Soul Holy Lotus first. Leaving Mingzhuang, Su Ming clarified his goals. Ice Spirit Holy Lotus is a main medicine that can refine the 9 gold revival pill. There is actually no one in the martial arts world who knows about the Ice Spirit Holy Lotus in the Heavenly Frost City. This is a top secret matter, and the two major aristocratic families in Tianshuang City will definitely not let this matter spread. The reason why Su Ming knows is still because there are annotations on the treasure map when he is playing games. Tianshuang City is famous for its cold frost, with cold winters throughout the 4 seasons. Became the wind and snow silver city in the martial arts world. This is not a scenic spot in the world of Jiang Yuyan's ancient dragon, but after many worlds merge, many new things will always emerge. This is not surprising to Su Ming. Leaving Mingzhuang, Su Ming sat on his way to Tianchuang City. The scenery along the way is indeed as imagined. On the official road, people dressed in various chivalrous outfits were rushing along, including swordsmen in cloaks and coir raincoats wielding iron swords, young gentlemen in carriages surrounded by maidservants, and large sword generals galloping on horses. Of course, unknown bodies with their throats cut or their heads chopped off would occasionally lie on the road. The body is very fresh and does not require deliberate burial. There are many fierce beasts in the wild, and usually the bodies of heroes on the roadside are not eaten by the beasts overnight. Everyone is very indifferent, or rather vigilant. Unless encountering acquaintances, they basically won't say hello. Even if they know each other, they seem to be wary of each other. This is still the scene while walking on the official road. If you were on a small path, it would be much more dangerous than this. Primitive and savage chivalrous style. There are also those who rob families and houses. Su Ming has encountered a few waves, but those are just minor incidents, there is nothing to say. Su Ming is still here, which can only indicate that those people have died. This is the world of rivers and lakes. So many people are rushing to Tianchuang City, is there any gathering? Su Ming didn't understand. Inside a tea shop, Su Ming rested alone to drink tea and muttered to himself. Little brother, don't you know something? There is indeed a big event happening in Tianchuang City. On the other table, a gentle and refined person, like a scholar, responded. Su Ming glanced at it. Confucian scholars. He's quite handsome. Although he looks quite old, probably over 40, his clothes are luxurious. I'm not young, but I'm still quite handsome. When I was young, my appearance may only be slightly inferior to mine. Su Ming looked around for a moment. No communication. When wandering in the martial arts world, one cannot judge by appearance. Don't look at this person's good-looking skin. If they can make a name for themselves in the martial arts world and live for so long, there won't be a simple man who can still live well. Seemingly sensing Su Ming's vigilance, the man unfolded his folding fan and smiled. I am Duan Jingchun, the southern king of Xiaodali town. May I ask who you are? He first revealed his name. Are you Duan Jingchun? Su Ming was taken aback. It's me who dares to ask your name, little brother. Just call me Brother Su, Su Ming said. Brother Su. Duan Jingchun nodded. This is not a name. It seems that the person in front of him does not want to reveal his real name, but he does not inquire further. I see that you have an extraordinary demeanor and are not idle. If you don't mind, make friends, said Duan Jingchun. Summing. You just made friends with me when we first met. Is it so casual? We just met for the first time. Is it too hasty to make friends? After knowing that he was Duan Jingchun, Su Ming's vigilance also relaxed a bit. At least willing to communicate. In the martial arts world, it is rare for people to socialize like this when they first meet. However, there are exceptions, and that is the reputation. If the reputation is established and others quickly understand you, you can quickly determine whether this person can communicate with you. Otherwise, people walking in the martial arts world wouldn't just jump out and introduce themselves to each other. Duan Jingchun is well known in the martial arts world and is not a malicious person. He can be called a friend because of his reputation, which allows him to get close to many people. Why have we ever met? All brothers are brothers within the 4 seas, and meeting each other is fate. Duan Jingchun didn't mind. Summing. So casual, Su is very suspicious that he is naturally a familiar person. He doesn't need to have met anyone before. He will socialize with anyone. However, when I think about it, Duan Jingchun must have a naturally outgoing personality, and he is very approachable, talkative, and his appearance is definitely not bad. Otherwise, he wouldn't have caused so much promiscuous debt, and even made the world full of Duan Yu's sister. Thinking so, Su Ming also felt relieved. The Duan Jingchun in front of me is Duan Yu's father. Brother Su, looking at Mian Sheng, is this your first time walking out? It seems that you are also going to Tianchuang City. How about we travel together? Summing. Big brother, are you too hasty? You have to accompany me for the first time we meet, is there something wrong with you? Mr. Duan, since we don't know each other, don't you worry that I'm a bandit and a criminal. Aren't you afraid that I might harm you? Su Ming said. No, no, at first glance, my brother has a kind face, and since I first saw you, I feel very comfortable, as if we are destined, or maybe we share the same hobbies and exude the same temperament. Duan Jingchun explained. You and I are like old friends at first sight. Summing. Who has the same hobbies as you? Who are you cursing? The person you like flirts with beautiful women and causes promiscuous deaths. You are just an old pervert, but I am different. My hobby is. My hobby. Su Ming's face turned black and he couldn't think of a reason for a long time. Anyway. Who has a cat-like smell like you? Who do you look down on? Listening to Prince Duan's words, some people want to take a good look at their faces. Is it really so obvious that they are lustful? But I'm really a good person. I'm not really interested in women, is that right? End of this chapter. Chapter 9. My treat. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. My treat. Su Ming doesn't take what Duan Jingchun said seriously at all. This kind of social flower is probably familiar to everyone at first sight and familiar to everyone. Su Ming felt that the other party was just being polite and casually talking about things like meeting too late. Anyway, Su Ming's guard still lingers in his heart. This is the martial arts world. Although Duan Jingchun's character is relatively good in the martial arts world, he must have a heart of harm and a heart of defense. Let's just make friends. I met Prince Duan by chance and we don't have the qualifications to climb high branches, Su Ming said. Hee, brother, if that's the case, I don't mind you. Duan is not the kind of person who looks down on others with a dog's eye. If you don't believe me, how about we become sworn brothers? Duan Jingchun said. Summing. Are you really here? But you call yourself a dog's eye. Really good. He touched his chin, is that all I have? Do you know anyone who doesn't know me, so why do you come up and worship me? What a lover. However, sometimes the martial arts world is like this, and it's not uncommon to immediately become sworn brothers at a glance. It's like when Duan Yu and Chaofeng became sworn brothers and only had a drink. Let's forget about forming a sworn alliance. It's too urgent. If there's a chance in the future, let's talk about it. Su Ming wasn't so hasty. Alas, it's a pity. Duan Jingchun still couldn't fully express his feelings. That's according to my brother's words. The martial arts world is very strange. On the one hand, it is cruel, with Bones warning people to be vigilant and cautious of others, while on the other hand, if they don't agree, they will make friends. Perhaps this is eye contact. I don't know why, but anyway, Duan Jingchun liked Su Ming very much. He always felt that the two of them were very close, as if they had known each other for a long time. Since we are friends, I'll treat you to this tea money, brother. Duan Jingchun patted his chest to show his sincerity and said he must treat him. It's not that I can't afford a cup of tea, Prince Duan's affection is hard to resist. Anyway, if he wants to invite, then let's invite him. Su Ming is not entangled. By the way, Prince Duan just said that there has been a big event in Tianchuang City. May I ask why? Asked Su Ming. The big event in Tianchuang City. It's really unfortunate that I happen to need to work in Tianchuang City, and I happen to encounter this situation. Will it affect my medication collection? My brothers are unaware that the daughters of the Mian Dongfang families, two major families in the Heavenly Frost City, have also contracted a strange disease. It is said that this strange disease makes their bodies as cold as ice, and their muscles and blood gradually freeze. If nothing unexpected happens, they will not live to be 18 years old. Therefore, the two families jointly issued a reward order to seek the help of the world's divine doctors. If they can cure their illness, they can receive thousands of gold, plus rich benefits. Duan Jingchun explained. Therefore, it has attracted many doctors and experts to come and try their luck. So, are you a doctor? Su Ming asked. Of course not. Why did you come? Asked Su Ming. Brother Su, you don't know anything. According to rumors, the two beautiful women in Tianshuang City, Mei Yuan and Dongfangyu, are among the best in the martial arts world. Who wouldn't want to witness their unparalleled charm before they die? So, are you here to see their beauty? No, how could I, Duan Jingchun, be so frivolous? I was commissioned by two families to see if I could help them. The internal skills of the Dali Duan family's 6 meridians are extremely strong, and perhaps I can help them some. Duan Jingchun said with righteousness. Su Ming hummed. This old man really speaks with righteousness and righteousness. Who doesn't know that he was born a man and has a hobby for women? Perhaps being invited is true, but by the way, seeing a beauty is also true. After Su gave me a facial expression that I understood, Prince Duan blushed with a hint of guilt. Brother Su, take a look. I'll just say we have fate. There are some things that we can understand without saying, said Duan Jingchun. Summing. Who has such a fate with you? I'm a serious person, okay. Cough, Brother Duan laughed. Su Ming waved his hand. After listening to Duan Jingchun's explanation, Su Ming pondered deeply. Sick. Offering a reward. Like cold ice. Isn't this a sign of being poisoned by Xianhan ice? The reason why Tianshuang City is called Tianshuang City is because it is cold all year round. According to the guide I read while playing the game before, the reason why Tianshuang City is cold all year round is because there is an extremely cold ice soul underground in Tianshuang City. The extremely cold ice soul is a good thing that can accelerate one's cultivation speed and reduce the risk of getting demonic, making it a holy cultivation artifact. In addition to being beneficial to one's cultivation, there are many precious medicines around the extremely cold and icy soul, and the holy lotus of the ice soul is one of them. Although the extremely cold and icy soul is good, long-term exposure can also have side effects. The biggest side effect is Xianhan ice poison, which has no cure. For others, it has no cure, for me. Detoxification is not difficult. Upon hearing the bounty issued by the two major families in Tianshuang City, Su Ming breathed a sigh of relief. When he came here, he was still struggling with how to get the Ice Soul Holy Lotus. Now things seem much easier. Just help one of the two families heal their daughter, and you can demand the Ice Soul Holy Lotus as a reward. I didn't expect this trip to go so smoothly, Su Ming said with a smile on his face. Many words were his inner monologues, including those mentioned above. Duan Jingchun didn't know, and others didn't know what Su Ming was thinking. Brother. You're laughing, let me just say. There's no man who doesn't love beautiful things. As a normal man, it's normal to like beautiful women. Brother, there's no need to be shy, Duan Jingchun pointed out. Most martial artists came this time to see the two stunning beauties without trembling. What and what? When did I say I came for them? Su Ming was speechless. Don't make random guesses if you don't understand. When others hear us, they think we are two big-skinned people. Brother, they are all men. I understand, there's no need to hide it, I wouldn't laugh at you. Prince Duan shrugged. I'm too lazy to tell you. Su Ming didn't want to talk to this person too much and got up and left. Duan Jingchun was like a dog's skin ointment, insisting on sticking to Su Ming. When Su Ming left, he also threw a piece of silver and hurriedly followed. Brothers, wait a minute, we're all going to Tianchuang City. Why don't we keep company? Su Ming had no choice but to. Why is this section of the prince different from what is said in the book? The personality in the book, although there are many girls, she is quite calm and has never been so frivolous. Is it pretending? Expose your true nature when encountering people of the same kind. No way. Su Ming really doesn't want to talk to Prince Duan, but this guy is naturally familiar and has already treated someone as a friend, chatting and laughing along. This psychological quality. What the two of them didn't know was that after they left, there were 4 or 5 guests wearing cloaks at the other table with a strange atmosphere. One of the women seemed even more angry. Humph, 2 apprentices. In the martial arts world, it is said that Duan Jingchun is a promiscuous person. I didn't expect him to be so. Just the 2 of them, don't expect to see me. Su Ming tried several times to get rid of Duan Jingchun's dog skin ointment, but couldn't get rid of it. We arrived at Tianchuang City all the way. Duan Jingchun remains enthusiastic and hospitable. Brother Su, why don't you come to Tianchuang City for the first time? Why don't I be the host and make good arrangements for you? Brother Su, don't be too busy refusing. There are many people from the martial arts world who come and go to Tianchuang City now. It's not easy for you to find a house to live in, why don't I arrange it, said Duan Jingchun. Su Ming looked at the crowded crowd and it really seemed difficult to find a place to live. Then I owe you one favor, Su Ming said. No need, no need. If there's anything, come and go. I'll take you away. With me around, I won't let you feel wronged. Duan Jingchun pulled Su Ming to find a place to live in the city. I don't know if it was a pre-booking or if it was related to him, but I quickly found a place to stay. A luxurious building. Duan Jingchun didn't lie, he really found a good place. Moreover, this place is quiet with few guests, and only women serve tea and pour water inside. It seems that this is an elite restaurant that only caters to elites. Let's take a walk, go eat something and drink some wine first, listen to some music on the way, and then we'll rest here tonight. Don't worry. I've arranged everything, just keep an eye on it. Duan Jingchun warmly greeted. Thank you very much then. Su Ming did not refuse, but now it's really difficult to find a place to live in Tianchuang City. I owe Duan Jingchun a favor, it's better than sleeping on the street. Don't be polite, why are you polite to me, said Duan Jingchun. Let's go, let's enjoy it. Duan Jingchun was in front, pulling Su Ming along. As we walked, we saw people coming to serve us. The service here is very good. Drinking and eating are both specially prepared by someone, while Su Ming and Duan Jingchun are only responsible for opening their mouths. The delicacies of mountains and seas come first, the fine wine comes second, and there are beautiful women playing music and singing. Is this level of treatment estimated to be a 5-star restaurant based on past evaluations? Not just 6 stars. 7-star rating. Having had enough to drink and eat, both Prince Duan and Su Ming felt a bit confused. Brother, it's getting late too. Let's go rest separately, Duan Jingchun stood up and said unsteadily. By the way, let me introduce you. The top brands of Fenghua Tower are all here. Who do you want to choose? The skinny little girl who played the piano just now is called Yuer, the flower queen here. That Qiner is also one of the most talented beauties in Fenghua Tower. The little girl singing the song is Luan Feng. According to the boss, she has a long history. They used to sell their skills but not their bodies. In short, here are all good goods. Brother, I'll suffer a bit today. Let you choose first. Su Ming thought this was an inn, but Duan Jingchun said he wanted to rest. Su nodded casually, but the more he listened, the more he felt uneasy. Is this really a legitimate restaurant? Are you sure it's not a brothel? Su Ming realized and woke up half of the alcohol before carefully examining this place. Good guy. I didn't pay attention just now. This place is really a brothel. Emotions. Duan Jingchun, this old guy, made a good arrangement. Surprisingly, he took himself to the kiln. I was framed. I am a serious person, you actually brought me to such a place. Nima, brother, why are you fooled? Don't worry, my brother will treat you and he will definitely not let you pay. Duan Jingchun didn't realize it was wrong, and he still generously said he would treat him. Is this a question of not treating guests? Is this a matter of money or not? If you let my wife know about this, do you know the consequences? End of this chapter. Chapter 10. Good things never go out, bad things spread far and wide. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Good things never go out, bad things spread far and wide. I asked you to take me to dinner, and you took me to the brothel. Do you know this is illegal? Su Ming suddenly became unhappy. Violating the law. Wandering through brothels, violating the law. Violating the law of which country? Duan Jingchun looked confused. Is there any country in this world that prohibits visiting brothels? No. Su Ming couldn't explain it to him clearly, because he had just traveled for a while and his legal concepts were deeply rooted. It seemed like he didn't break the law when wandering around the brothels in this world. Forget it, I can't communicate with you. I'm a serious person, Su Ming shook his head. He wants to leave here. Brother, there's no accommodation outside anymore. If you go out like this, you'll definitely end up on the streets, said Duan Jingchun. This place is different from an ordinary brothel, haven't you noticed? Don't worry, my brother will definitely not take you to that kind of shady place. This is a high-end brothel, and the girls inside almost sell their skills but not their bodies. If you want to stay overnight, you still need the girls' attention, and not everyone receives you here. You and I are lucky enough to make an appointment, so don't waste the beautiful scenery on a good day. I can see that this brothel is indeed different from other brothels. Otherwise, Su Ming wouldn't think it was just a simple inn. But a brothel is a brothel, and is there a distinction between high and low, high and low? Brother, if you really don't like it, just stay overnight. Actually, I didn't force you to do that. This place is different from what you think. It's actually quite a clean brothel. Stay, there's really no place to stay. The wind and snow outside are heavy, don't freeze your body. A clean brothel. Thank you for coming up with it. Brother. I've been really messed up by you, my reputation. It's okay. Let's stay here, but as agreed, I'll only stay overnight without taking the girl. After thinking for a while, I decided to stay here. Okay then. Indeed, I only stayed overnight without anyone bothering me, let alone causing trouble like other brothels. This satisfied Su Ming a lot. As for Duan Jingchun's side, what he wants and what he wants to do is beyond Su Ming's control. There was nothing to say overnight. Su Ming woke up early, and Duan Jingchun might have drunk too much or listened to the music late, 2 hours later than Su Ming. Let's go and take a look at the Dongfang family first. The two of them left Fenghua building and headed towards the Dongfang family. The continuous frost in Tianchuang city makes people feel as if they have entered deep winter. Pedestrians on the road were all wrapped in cotton jackets. However, this does not affect everyone's mood to join in the fun. There are many people on the road, including ascetic monks, chivalrous warriors, and Taoist priests. The appearance of martial artists who wield swords and travel far and wide has made Tianchuang city even more lively than before. Of course, it is also more chaotic. The convergence of 3 religions and 9 streams is bound to bring friction. Furthermore, some enemies who had previously formed enemies meet here, and everyone wants to kill anyone. Blood and conflict are the norm in the martial arts world. Fortunately, the Dongfang and Mei families, as well as the people in the Lord's mansion, are relatively strong, and there are few major conflicts among them in the heavenly Frost City. Half of the duels were scheduled outside the city. But more Jianghu guests still go to the Dongfang and Mei families. The reason why people from the martial arts world gather here is still for the bounty offered by those two families. After leaving Fenghua building, Su Ming and Duan Jingchun kept a low profile a lot. The two of them didn't speak much and walked forward with their heads down. After there were many people, Duan Jingchun put away his lewd posture and looked like a big family. He is at least the southern king of Dali town, with a considerable reputation in the martial arts world, and is associated with the character of Xiao. Therefore, he maintains his image well in front of outsiders. This made Su Ming think for a moment that the person who was at Fenghua building last night was really Duan Jingchun. That thing last night, shouldn't it be fake? It was taken away, right? With a dignified appearance. Su understood at a glance. The two walked along with a graceful demeanor, completely unlike the kind of owner who lives in a brothel. Occasionally, when someone I met greeted Duan Jingchun, he just nodded slightly. Full of pressure. Dongfang family. A tall and imposing courtyard is located in the bustling city. At the entrance are two granite lions that are 1 head taller than humans. In the middle of the lions is a series of steps, and behind the steps is a row of red roof pillars supporting the eaves, as well as 4 gilded characters hanging on the eaves. Dongfang Mansion. Under the plaque of Dongfang Mansion, there is a red painted door with gilded door studs embedded on it. At this moment, the door of the Dongfang family is open, and there are servants at the entrance to receive them. Carefully welcome inside. Su Ming and the others arrived not early, so there was naturally a long queue at the door. Fortunately, the southern king of Dali town still has some noodles in the martial arts world. After they arrived, they brushed the face of the Prince of Jiangnan. There was no need to queue up at all, and someone would bring them in. That's also why people in the martial arts world want to become famous. Sometimes becoming famous can really be a way to brush their faces. It's quite convenient. Amidst the attention of the crowd, Su Ming and Duan Jingchun walked straight into the Oriental mansion. Who are those two? They seem a bit unfamiliar. Why can they go in directly? You don't even know about Duan Jingchun, the southern king of Dali's Duan family town, and Duan Daxiao. How did you get along in the martial arts world? Oh. I understand, it's the Duan family who made a name for themselves in the martial arts world with the 6 meridian divine sword and 1 yang finger. That's the one, Prince Duan, who is full of promiscuous debts in the entire martial arts world. As expected, she is charming and charming, no wonder she can charm so many beautiful women. Upon hearing about this past, the gossip enthusiasts in the martial arts world immediately began to discuss it. They are all brilliant achievements. As soon as you said that, I remembered. It seems like I saw them coming out of Fenghua building. Could it be that the two of them are the masters who have taken over the entire Fenghua tower? Isn't that them? I saw them go in with my own eyes last night, and they only came out at noon today. Stains. It should be said that Prince Duan has great fortune. In the Fenghua tower, everyone is extremely beautiful. That month. Came from Kaifeng Prefecture and had a good reputation since then. I don't know how many young heroes, nobles he has captivated. Those who can enter Fenghua tower are all lucky ones, those who can be taken care of. If it were me, I would have no regrets in this life. Many martial arts enthusiasts indulge in fantasies. I brainstormed a lot of plot on my own. A group of Jianghu guests envy. There are 4 pursuits in wandering the world. Martial arts, money, status, women. In terms of martial arts, Duan Jingchun's family inherits the 6 meridian divine sword, which is renowned. When it comes to money, Duan Jingchun doesn't care about money or status. He is a prince, a woman cannot compare. I can only look up and envy. Prince Duan and that young hero really envy others. I know Prince Duan. Who is that young hero? I'm not sure. It's probably a young hero we don't know about. It's not uncommon for Prince Duan to actively make friends with people. Hey! If only I could make friends with Prince Duan too, and if only he could take me to the Fenghua Tower to make a night reservation. What Su Ming didn't know was that he, who had originally intended to act in a low-key manner, had already spread the news of camping in the brothel last night in Tianshuang City. Good things don't go out, bad things spread far and wide. And what will be the consequences after it spreads Su Ming is currently unaware. He only cares about the Ice Soul Holy Lotus. With the guidance of the servants, Duan Jingchun and Su Ming were taken to a hall. There have already been many influential figures here. As soon as we entered this place, everyone began to compliment each other. But Su Ming didn't like to pretend, so he found a quiet place to sit down and waited for the Dongfang family to call him to treat his illness. End of this chapter.